This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Recap Show for Season 17, Episode 9, titled Heavens to Betsey. My name is Joe Batanz, and I am joined, as always, by one consummate co-host. From the podcast Bravo, Bravo, effing Bravo, please say...
What about you, butthole?
To Mr. Nathan Patrick Brown. Hello, Nathan.
Hey, Joe.
I have to apologize. There's something ironic about me last week saying, last week I forgot to put it in.
Did you forget again?
But I will say the public feed will have no idea what I'm talking about because the public feed gets the clip zero every single time. And it's sitting right here in front of me. I see it on my desktop. It's already pulled. I just have to remember when... I just remember when I edit the show that, to put it in. I just remember.
Okay.
Anyway, by the way, so there's a real Just Between Us Girls and then there's a fake Just Between Us Girls. Let's talk about the fake Just Between Us Girls, which Nathan and I record days before we record the episode just because of scheduling. Really good this week. It was a really good Just Between Us Girls. It went really, really long.
Yes. How's your foot?
It's funny that you say that. So we talked about my foot on there. So I got a very expensive brace that arrived, I think, the day after we spoke.
Yeah.
It has solved all the problems.
Oh, great.
I went to Disneyland with the Johns on Saturday, and look, in a span of like 3 hours, I walked 12,000 steps. So like, it was, here's what's weird. This is such old man talk right now. My foot, you can tell, was really misaligned because the foot was fine, but my hip was hurting a tiny bit. And I read that could be because my body had adjusted to my misaligned foot. And so now that everything's in correct alignment, my body has to readjust.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no, it wasn't my hip. Sorry, it wasn't my hip. It was my knee. Sorry. Not my hip. It was my knee. My knee was bothering a little bit, just a little bit, not like crazy old lady aunt way. And then, then today I worked an entire shift. Zero problems, zero pain, zero fatigue. Perfect.
You've cracked the code. I'm so happy.
Crack something. Anyway, if you want to hear, we had foot talk. And then we talked about other things too. And I promised it was more interesting. I've just made a promise not to talk about this topic anymore, but it was discussed on Just Between Us Girls. And Nathan talked about his play. It was actually a really good. I think people might think it wasn't very good because we just said, I talked about my foot. But that was just really more a funny story about my trip about my foot, not really about my foot. Let's get through all these little afterthought plugs because we have a lot to get through. One, if you want to hear Just Between Us Girls, there's a few ways that you can hear it. A, you can hear it on patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia at the executive tier level and above. B, on Apple Podcasts. If you subscribe right there, I want to address this again. We got a letter from Finland about this. C, you could go to patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia, go to collections and find Just Between Us Girls. And you can pay a one-time fee. You could buy it per episode. You can do all kinds of things, right? D, starting now, it started Saturday, there will be 3 free episodes a week over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia for everybody. You don't even necessarily have to follow us, even though it'd be easier if you follow us because then you'll get alerted. But 3 free episodes of content. You just have to go to patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia or get the Patreon app, and you are going to get 3 pieces of free Afterthought content every week But you have, and it's not going to cost you any money. It's completely free. Thank you.
So wait, what's the thing about Finland?
Oh yeah, let me pull that up. Where's my email? I got an email, and it'll explain things. This is for the public feed. Okay. Hi, Joe. Greetings. Oh, and the email address is you too. Greetings all the way from Finland, Northern Europe. Thank you for the show, which I absolutely love and have been listening to for years. I recently subscribed to it on Apple and immediately got access to the full Snatch Game recap. For some reason, though, this week's recap was only the shorter free version, even though I am in the subscriber version according to Apple. Have I forgotten to do something? I have also not seen any other new episodes being available like Rulaska Thoughts. Can you help me solve the mystery? I will solve it now for the public feed. I addressed this on a previous episode, but Apple makes me do 500,000 different steps to publish an episode, okay, on Apple Podcasts. And that last step, you have to wait like 20 to 30 minutes. And again, because, okay, so I think what I should preface is, because this is the answer for everything. As Nathan knows, as people at Patreon know, we had a death in my family that we were on death watch Sunday night last week. And so my head wasn't really in the game. I tried my best, and I think I did an okay job. But my head really wasn't in the game last Sunday. So as a result, when I published the episode, I just forgot to go back and hit publish, which is you have to do on Apple, what no other service makes you do. And then also, Robert and I canceled Rulaska Thoughts. He had something going on, and then I had to deal with this death in the family. And so there was just no Rulaska Thoughts. We explained it on Patreon, but just not to the public feed. Anyway, so now they go, so that's it. And then I explained, but now everything's available. I fixed the problem. That previous episode's available, and this one will be available as well. Okay, so now she goes on. Thanks once more, and please bring Lori on all the shows possible. She is the best. I'm kind of thinking this was written by Lori.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Because okay, listen. We all love Lori. I'm going to say two things. If you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts and you love Lori, you're subscribed on the wrong thing. You should be subscribed on Patreon.
Yeah.
You know? Because there's a ton of Lori content on Patreon. Or you should be listening to The Tea, which there's a new episode on the public feed this week. Everyone should listen to that. But there's no recap fan who loves Lori. Let's be honest.
I mean, I think she's funny with the no drag knowledge mouth. Whenever she, says the wrong name, or completely misremembers things, I think it's funny.
I do like Nathan, but
well, here it comes.
I think you have ruined him.
Oh,
he used to be so happy and excited about the episodes, and now he is jaded and bitter, just like the rest of us. All the best. And then she says her name.
Yeah, I don't know if it's your fault. I just don't think the show's as good as it ever was.
No, it's not. I'm not going to even blame the show. I remember when Christian and Robert first started doing Bring It to the Runway, I would warn them. I warn everybody. The worst thing you can do as a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, is do a recap of RuPaul's Drag Race. It forces you to watch the show in a different way, on a different level, that makes you hate the show. And, when Robert and Christian swore this wouldn't happen, I think when Robert hears this, he'll say, look, I don't hate the show. But I don't think he likes it as much as he used to.
Yeah.
Christian is oblivious to the world, so I don't know if it really affected him. So, so that's what the thing is. But now there was a time, I've talked about this before, and actually Robert gets sick of me saying this. There was a time when I did hate the show. There was a year or two stretch. Now it's dead to me. but believe it or not, I think it is the best thing for the show. Believe it or not. I literally think it's the best thing for the show, because now I don't have, like I said, I can be like an umpire. Like, I don't have favorites. I don't have I watch the show as a purely objective person.
Mm-hmm.
And I take every episode as it is. And I just want to make a really funny show about RuPaul's Drag Race. But it's not like I don't hate anybody super. Well, there are certain people that I hate, but it's more likely I'll hate someone, but I don't really have a great love for anybody. It's very unusual. And on that note, do you still love anybody, Nathan?
Not this season. Like, I was thinking the other day, I was like, who, if like they're like on a tour and they're coming down under, like who out of this season's queens do I want to see? And I don't know. Maybe Sam Starr is like my favorite at the moment, but I'm not feeling very passionate about any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what I was going to say, I should address this because I said it earlier before we take a break. The reason I said there's a fake just between the girls and a real just between us girls is Nathan and I talked for about 15 minutes before the show started in an unrecorded real just between us girls. It was really the actual like us.
And I'm passionate about that.
Yeah. Us spilling tea and just being good Judies and having a conversation. On that note, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into the episode. We'll be back right after this.
DSW, Designer Shoe Warehouse, is the one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. With sneakers, boots, and everything in between, for every style, mood, and occasion, you'll definitely find shoes that get you at prices that get your budget. DSW has what you need, but more importantly, they have what you didn't even know you wanted. You never know what you'll find at DSW. Find the shoes that get you at prices that get your budget at DSW stores or dsw.com.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
This podcast is supported by FX's English Teacher. Last year's critically acclaimed series returns to follow Evan, Gwen, and Marky as they vie for their students' divided attention. See why Cosmopolitan called its premiere season a masterclass of comedy, while Glamour raved it's the year's funniest and most heartwarming new comedy series. FX's English Teacher, all new Thursdays on FX. All episodes now streaming on Hulu.
And we are back. This week, the library is open and the girls take turns reading each other for filth. On the main stage, the girls walk the runway in their own takes on Betsey Johnson Couture. In the end, Jewel Sparkles was named the winner of the challenge, while Corey King and Lydia B. Collins were placed in the bottom two, forcing them to face off in a lip-sync battle for their lives. In the end, Lydia was told, "Shantae, you stay," while Corey King was asked to sashay away. You know, we have a new way of doing things here at Nathan Patrick Brown. So the first round of questions is, what did you think of that lip sync, and did the right queen go home?
Okay, so the lip sync.
Yeah.
I think they were always going to put the couple in the bottom two for the lip sync for a song about kissing. Like, I just think that was always going to happen, even though I don't think, like, maybe Lydia could have not been in the bottom two. Like, Anya could have been in there. Even fucking Susie too could have been in there. But this is what they were always going to do. But I loved it. I thought it was so good. I loved the kiss. I think Lydia is such a good little performer. There was probably a bit too much air guitar and air piano with Corey for my liking. So I think the right queen did go home. I think Lydia's just got that little bit more to show than Corey does. But I thought it was a good lip sync. What about you?
You know, why did I say this here? What does this mean? The elimination buildups were good. This isn't part of the lip sync, but I'll say this now anyway, because I just read the note. When you know the stupid shit RuPaul says before she names the bottom two?
Yeah.
Like, you know, Jewels Sparkles. Your sparkle was jewels, but your jewels didn't sparkle or whatever, right?
Yeah.
They were really good this week. I don't remember what they were.
But
I wrote another. They were actually really good. They were really funny. Okay. Yes. Jules won this hands down. I totally agree with you. you know what it was? I'll tell you what it was. And she has a good sense for this, and at least she did in this song. The way she moved, the way she danced, the way she carried herself, the way she delivered everything really captured like the 80s spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And in a way thus captured Betsey Johnson. And Corey King wasn't really giving that, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Corey King was doing like a drag brunch style performance. And it's not a song that you could really do your, your death drops and your shablams. I know they're the same thing, but I don't know what the right word is for it now. And you just couldn't do that kind of stuff. And I think Lydia B. Collins just delivered. I mean, it really felt like I was watching somebody from the 80s. She nailed it.
What did you think of the kiss?
It's so funny because, sometimes, like, I just gave a speech about how jaded I am.
Uh-huh.
But there are a few times when, like, things break through and I genuinely beamed and smiled and I was very, very happy.
I loved it.
I thought it was so fantastic, and I'm glad they went for it and full on went for it and gave a good show. Look, I always appreciate when a queen gives the TV viewer what they want. Yes. And the two of them, bravo to them, gave us exactly what we wanted.
And I didn't even know I wanted that because usually, when two drag queens kiss in like a comedy challenge, it's always so fucking terrible. Mm-hmm. So I was like, wow, good for them. It was great.
100% agree. 100% agree. Yeah, but I think we both agree. The right queen went home. I agree with you. It probably really should have been Anya versus Corey. Look, here's the deal. A design challenge like this is not going to favor black girls. Betsey Johnson is just a very white-coated designer. Okay.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah. But I'm glad they did what they did, So it was good. I'm fine with it. What was your big takeaway from this episode?
So my big takeaway is going to make me sound even more bitter and jaded because it's about Betsey Johnson. Yeah. I get that she's like an icon and she's talented and she's a good designer, rah, rah, rah. But I just think what she makes is so fucking fugly. And I just think her aesthetic is trash. And so for a design challenge to be everyone having to emulate her style, it just made everyone look awful. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not a fashion guru. I don't get it. I just thought, I thought they all looked shit.
This would have been a good one to actually ask Mr. Blackstone to be on live.
But I also didn't even think about this whole white aesthetic. Like, I don't know. Is that a common critique of her?
Oh, I don't know. I just made the critique. But what I'm going to tell you is, look, they made a big deal about Betsey Johnson being the first fashion designer to have trans models walk the runway. And up until not super recently, but kind of recently, I just thought Betsey Johnson designed for drag queens. Then I learned that she did a lot of the stuff for, I think, Sex and the City.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I believe
that stuff's pretty.
Well, I don't need the pretty stuff. Like, I think maybe I could be wrong. I feel like Betsey
Miranda
Johnson.
Stuff.
Yeah, I know. No, I think let's see. I could be making shit up. Where's my phone?
I don't know. For half of this episode, I thought she was the one that designed the fucking flag or whatever for America.
Oops, sorry. Oh, you're talking about Betsy Ross. Oh, haha. So, I'm not going to connect this to my thing. We'll just do it here, but I'll ask Diego. I'm not going to do it like, hey, Diego, I have a question.
Hey, Joe, what's up?
Did the designer Betsey Johnson have anything to do with the television show Sex and the City?
Betsey Johnson didn't have a direct connection to Sex and the City, but her bold, eclectic style definitely shares a vibe with the fashion-forward aesthetic of the show. The series was known for its daring fashion choices.
Okay. I'm done. Thank you. I didn't know the history of Betsey Johnson right there, Okay, I was wrong. Betsey Johnson had nothing to do with Sex and the City, or I don't think she did, or anything like that. Okay. I just made shit up. You see, but we fact-checked live on air. So, okay, so go on. So you didn't like this Betsey Johnson?
No. No, and I feel bad saying it. I think, yeah, she's talented, but whatever. Like, I just thought they all looked terrible.
I kind of think maybe she's in her 80s. I think maybe her heyday was in the 80s.
And can I say, I think she's faking those splits. Did
you see her do the split?
No, I just saw her on the ground.
Yeah, because she like basically did a fake split.
Yeah, and the skirt's covering up the back leg, so I don't know if that's bent or not.
Probably when she was able to do it, she did it like one time, or I don't know. I don't know what her story with the splits are. I'm not a big Betsey Johnson historian,
I
right?
know, but she was on Drag Race maybe a couple of years ago, and she did a split walking down the runway. And I remember that being camp, and I was like, go off, sis. But now I'm like, all right, enough with the splits.
It's like a kid, a little annoying kid who does one thing funny and everyone laughs and they keep repeating it.
Yep.
And then they
Kyle
get a podcast
Richards does it
about RuPaul's Drag Race. Kyle Richards is a woman, right?
Yeah, she was renowned for always doing the splits at one of her parties every year. She's like, look, I'm in the splits again. And I'm like, all right, get up.
Yeah. Everyone, Nathan's a Real Housewives expert.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Off the air, I want to hear stories. Do you watch this Beverly Hills?
Yeah, I'm recapping it at the moment every week on Bravo, Bravo, effing Bravo.
Oh, that show I listen to every week, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about this Jennifer Tilly. Do you have thoughts on her?
Yeah, I like her.
But the other housewives don't like her, right?
So I don't think Dorit likes her. And I think Dorit's planted something with page 6 saying that everyone doesn't like her, but it's not everyone. She's best friends with Sutton, and I just think Dorit hates Sutton, so thereby Dorit hates Jennifer Tilly. Well, she's one of those people who's like genuinely very rich. She's got a house for like entertaining, a house just for her to live in, and a house that's empty because there's a possessed doll in it. Or a ghost. Like, she's cracked, Joe. It's
she's
quite
always
good.
Been cracked out. My big take, do I have a big take? I'll be honest with you. I had to rewatch the episodes and I didn't take any more notes than I did the first time. And I have scant notes. I don't know that I necessarily have, maybe I'll come up, I'm sorry, public feed. I don't have one of my big takeaway think pieces right now from this episode, but.
One of the things I was wondering about that I'd like to ask you is.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like a few years ago, Rue was like, really wanted a couple on the show. And it was kind of like, if you're smart, you get into a little couple, into a little showmance to prolong your time on the show. Mm-hmm. But then also now you get put in the bottom too if you're in a couple. So like, do you think it is a benefit for these queens to self-produce themselves into being a couple or having showmances or making plots, or like, is there no point?
I think if you do it wisely, you can extend it, like a will they, won't they. The problem is the girls sort of sabotaged Lydia and Corey by asking like, okay, girls, what is the tea? And so then once they spilled the tea, they were like, okay, well, we have everything where this is going to go.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think when you get in a showmance, ultimately it's going to doom one of your chances in the show, because a showmance going into the final 4 or final 3 is not as interesting. So they're going to want to see you guys pitted against each other on the main stage. So, yeah, that's it. There you go. On that note, public feed, stick around. You're going to get a curated version of the show. And so while you untuck in the Afterthought Lounge, Nathan and I will sit here and deliberate this episode. All right. After the elimination, the girls say goodbye to Acacia Forgot and playfully tease each other about their placements on the competition. Sam gloats while some of the other girls simply long for a win. The next day, RuPaul enters the workroom to introduce this week's mini challenge. The library is open and the girls take turns reading each other. In the end, Susie Toot is named the winner of this season's mini challenge. Next, RuPaul announces this week's maxi challenge. The queens must design a look based on one of 3 Betsey Johnson collections. As the winner of the mini challenge, Susie earned the privilege to choose her look first. Then she chose the next queen and it went down the line. Lydia surprised everyone when she didn't choose Corey to succeed her. In the end, the looks were as follows. There were 3 different looks. One was punk grunge flappers, and that was Susie, Lydia, and Jules. Second was prenup, and that was Lexi, Sam, and Arietti. And finally, we have number 3 was Betsey's prom, and that was Lana, Anya, and Corey. All right. Nathan, let's take this piece by piece. After the elimination, everything that comes in, they're saying goodbye to Acacia. Sam gloats and does like a pageant speech, and there's a fake friends, fake fighting thing between her and Arietti. Any thoughts here on this moment? Anything that was super interesting to you? Anything that stuck out to you?
Well, you just made it sound way more interesting than I thought it was, because it was really just like a bunch of queens being like, I want another win, or I want to win. And that's about all it was. And then even the next day, they're like, so who do we think's going to win? And it's like they've got nothing else to talk about.
Well, it's the problem that the show has, which is, and I don't remember what part of the episode it was today. And I think, who was it? Was it Lexi or somebody that says like, being completely cunty about it, but like, oh, I missed Joella. Right?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, cunt, we all missed Joella because she and Hormona and all these other people were the only things that were interesting. We got rid of the interesting people, and now all you boring assholes are the only ones here.
Yeah.
And so they have nothing to talk about. They're empty-headed people. They're empty. There's not one. Susie might be the only one left that's kind of, and Anya. Susie and Anya are the only ones that are kind of interesting, but they're smart enough just to not say stupid shit on TV. Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a little funny that Corey, like everyone's aiming for a win, and Corey's like, yeah, I'd love a win, or at least good critiques. Like she's aiming for at least something positive to be said about her. And it doesn't eventuate the poor dear, but, you know, good for her for not aiming that high.
I had no notes originally. The only note I have now was Lydia in confessional, why can't I think of the word? What's the foreshadowing? What's to come? She says that every week he keeps getting sadder and sadder, and that she's glad that Corey's still around. I'm like, oh, this bitch doesn't know she's going to be the one setting home Corey this week. But that's the only note I have here. I'm like you. All right, let's go to the next day. You're right. There's not a lot of interesting chitter chatter. Is that a word? Jibber jabber chatter? I don't know. Before RuPaul walks in, they do the mini challenge. It's a reading challenge. I want to hear your take on this reading challenge.
On first watch, I thought, it's pretty all right. On second watch, I was like, oh, it's not as good as I thought it was the first time. And I guess that's just because, you're hearing the jokes twice.
Yeah.
I don't think Susie was the best. I think they showed 4 of her jokes and they seemed pretty average to me. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Anya was a bit funnier. What was it?
The one that something about Lexi being one step closer to something. She was when it was 12 steps.
Yeah, but is Lexi known for being an alcoholic?
I don't know. And then they made a lot of Lexi alcoholism jokes, and I was like,
yeah,
is she an alcoholic? I don't know.
I'm struggling to remember their backstories. I don't know which ones Dad blew themselves up with fireworks. Which one doesn't have a spine? I know the stories, but I forgot who's who.
Dad blowing up with fireworks was she went home already. I think she went home that episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't remember her. She was one of the Latina girls. The one everyone was sad about. She left. I think, yeah.
The one that did the fun looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So the thing that I took away, I actually thought, look, I have seen some reading challenges that are really, really bad. This is, just to me was, from what they showed us, the girls did their homework. It was a solid effort. There were a couple of clunkers, but there were a couple seasons in a row where it was really, really bad. Really bad. Nathan Brown, you are a tall glass of water. Lori Roggenkamp, you're so white, you have good credit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they were that.
Yeah, so the fact that they actually had jokes, that they had punchlines. Look, here's what I think. A lot of these jokes were so general that it was just they came in with them prepared. And they were like, okay, I'm going to give the padding one to this one, and the alcoholism one to Lex one, and the old one to this one, and all this stuff. But I appreciate being prepared. I'll be honest with you.
But then you can be over-prepared, like Corey, because she was like, I love to shake my cup, which is like a reference to her talent show that no one remembers, like her song.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think because didn't she have a song about like the sound ice makes when you're shaking a cup? That was her talent show.
Oh,
it's like, did she think that would really catch on in the culture and then that would be a catchphrase?
She's like this Lana Del Rey, yeah, where they think everyone's thinking about them all the time and knows everything about them. Oh, I didn't know. I even said like it. I thought, because I didn't remember this, that she did a thing where it's almost like a straw man argument, but for jokes, where she's like, you know how I'm always shaking my cup? Well, Lydia is too because she's poor. And you're like, what? And I was like, look, because she was like shaking her cup. She's like, oh, there's me shaking my cup. But Lydia shakes her cup because she's homeless.
And she clearly brought the cup on to do the reading challenge. And then she was stuck holding a cup for the rest of like that scene. Like even picking the materials and stuff, she was still holding that fucking cup.
Yeah. And I was like, that's crazy.
I didn't like Lana's one, but they all seemed in the room to go fucking apeshit over it, where she's like, you remind me of my favorite Batman character, Two-Face, which just seems pretty like basic.
It's funny that you say, I have this here too, is RuPaul says in the grand tradition, and she says in the grand tradition, and they are so fucking excited. They're like Chino, your dog, when he hears the can opener opening the dog food, right?
Yeah.
They are like so excited, jumping up and down. And then they go out and give, like, for the most part, the most reading challenge of all time. Look, don't get me wrong. It was solid. It was fine. But it was like the way they were so excited. I was like, it's not like anyone had any. I can't even think of one that was a really good zinger. And maybe the 12 steps one. What I remember Anya's. Anya's was good. That I remember.
Anya's was good, but I don't remember them. And now you've got Susie just being like bringing up that she didn't win Snatch Game again, but now she's like equating this as like worth a win. Because she won the reading challenge. That's compensation for her bombing Snatch Game. It's like, what? Like, it's not that important.
Again, they sit in this hotel room all day thinking and thinking and thinking. And they're like, everyone's thinking about me. Everyone is just always thinking about me. Let's go on. So then they do the Maxi Challenge explanation. And then what happens is, because Susie won, she gets to pick first.
Yes.
And there's kind of a funny moment where Sam says like that he's Nostradamus and he saw the grunge flappers and he knew which one Susie was going to pick. And then she picks the grunge flappers. And then she gets to pick someone. Then someone picks Lydia. And then Lydia picks Lexi. And everyone's like, what the fuck? And then Lydia's like, oh shit. And I'm like, how did she not know?
I mean, Corey would have bombed any category. So why would you give Corey the opportunity to take a nice category over the other girls?
Corey would have bombed any category.
It didn't matter where she went. And I like the way they
could have been, the theme could have been Corey King. The theme could have been Corey King.
Orange lace-up boots, and she still would have bombed it. It
could have been orange lace-up boots with
Bostonian booty and shaking cups.
Yeah, and shaking cups and a lot of padding and lace-up orange booties, right? And she could have gone first and chosen her Corey King era, and she still would have bombed it.
Yes, she would have.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on the next day?
Yeah, just on that, I like how they picked the categories where,
it's fine.
The next person picks the next person, but it didn't matter much story-wise. They even tried to make that a big deal, but with Lydia picking Lexi, but no one cared. Corey didn't care.
Yeah. Corey doesn't give a fuck. All right, in the workroom, the girls gather their materials to craft their looks for this week's Maxi Challenge. Lexi shuts down from a lack of inspiration and a lack of positive critiques. Meanwhile, Sam helps Lexi overcome her depression. By the way, remind me to talk about that depression thing. The whole thing was weird. The girls continue to work on their outfits just as RuPaul entered the workroom for some table visits with special guest Betsey Johnson. Lexi loves that Betsey was the first to introduce trans people as runway models. Betsey gives advice to Anya on how to hide her lack of sewing skills. And Corey decided to change her design based on her consultation. Back in the workroom, the girls continue to work on their outfits. Anya knows how to sell a garment. Lana misses Joella. Meanwhile, the girls keep sewing and throwing playful shade at each other. Let's cover the workrooms, all the workroom stuff all together, and then we'll do the table visits. So the first workroom and the second workroom, because they're pretty much the same. Any big comments there, Nathan?
This Lexi.
Yeah.
I'm not really vibing with her. I didn't understand this whole spiral that she was going through, like just waiting for like inspiration and crying. Like I was like, what's the actual conflict here? I'm struggling to find out what your fucking problem is. So what is it?
I didn't have the time to do a full second rewatch. So maybe I missed something. But she's crying. I have no inspiration. I haven't won a single design challenge. They haven't even really said anything about what I've done. Cry, have no inspiration, yada, yada, yada. And then she was like, if I remember correctly, it's elimination day and I'm so happy with my outfit. And then she goes on there and she's at the top. Was there any sort of like resolution about this?
No. And I don't know how you're crying about not having inspiration when the challenge is to be inspired by fucking Betsey Johnson. They gave them lookbooks. Look through the book.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Like all you have to do is just like copy it and put like your little spin on it.
But then she ended up copying something else she'd seen from a different designer that Julia Fox wore or something. She still thought she was going to win. She's a fucking idiot.
And now I put this note. This is from my first watch, but it obviously did not pay off right. But I don't know if it's smart for Ariadne because she goes, I'm going to do Betsey Johnson, but it's going to be like 30% Betsey Johnson, 70% me. And I still think this is true. I'm out, bitch, just fucking do the challenge as written.
Just do the challenge with the white makeup on your nose, and that can be the you part.
Yeah. Going back to the Lexi thing, I was thinking about this during the crying thing. I didn't want to talk about Sam's advice to her. I was thinking, if this were a contestant that wasn't in her cool crowd, would Lexi be this sensitive to them? I don't think so. I think she would be like talking shit about them because she's a mean girl. She would be like, oh, God, Joella's crying again.
Mm-hmm.
Her fake and you're like, oh, yeah, I feel like this had already happened. I feel like something happened and they were mad at the person for doing this. I don't remember what it was. They were upset. I don't remember what it was, but she's a mean girl. I don't like her. Okay. Sam starts. So Lexi's depressed. She's crying. She's upset and blah, 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 blah. And Sam's like, I just gave her some great advice. Hey, Lexi, stop being sad. Would you ever see somebody like giving advice to like someone having a panic attack or going through it? Like that's literally like the worst thing to say.
Yeah.
Is like, just don't be sad. That's what I do. You know?
She wouldn't. Like, Lexi obviously didn't want to have the convo because she's like, hey, Lexi, what are you going to make? And she's like, I don't know. And she goes, what? She's like, huh? And like makes her like really engage in the conversation. And it's like, just Sam, just walk away.
Yeah, Sam thinks he's just, I would have, Sam Star. I can't believe blacks don't like him so much.
Later, after the table visits, Sam sort of does the same thing to Lydia. Where first of all, she tells us in confessional, she's like, guys, I don't know what it is, but design challenges really bring out the kindness in me. And she goes over to Lydia and Lydia's like, oh yeah, I don't really know what to do. And she goes, okay. She does not give any constructive feedback. And then cut to in confessional, she's reading the look to filth. And I'm like, where is this kindness of which you speak?
Well, that's the classic Southern, bless her heart. That's the Southern charm that they have where they just will be nice to your face and then just rip you to shreds behind your back. Speaking of Sam Star, let's go to these table visits. Yes. I did not realize it till I saw Sam with all the other queens, how little he is. He's a tiny little pocket gay. He's so much smaller than all of them.
Yeah, pocket. Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize he was so tiny. Thank you. Okay. So at the end of the table, I have nothing on table visits. So
I have heaps on the table visits.
Okay, so we'll come back to you in a second. I just want to get my thing out here. At the very end, certain special guests get to say, good luck and don't fuck it up.
Yes.
And I know Betsey said good luck and fuck it up. And I think, and maybe it was framed this way, that's what she's saying because she's Betsey Johnson and that's just, she wants you to fuck it up. But there's also a part of me that she doesn't watch the show and she thinks that the saying is good luck and fuck it up.
Right.
It didn't have that wink to me. It didn't have that like, and fuck it up. It was just like, good luck. And she's reading. She's like, and fuck it up. I'm like, oh, she just thinks it's fuck it up.
But everyone went with it. They were classic Betsey.
Oh, there's Betsey telling us to fuck shit up. I don't know. That's just how I felt. Okay, go ahead. You had...
Yeah, I have a few thoughts. So, Betsey, yeah, her vibe was sort of throughout the whole table visits like, fuck it up. Like, she's fun. But then Jules was like, oh, hey, Betsey, I've got a question for you. I've got all of these ideas and I'm really struggling to focus and like lock down and design. What do you think I should do? And Betsey just goes, relax, breathe, and rock out. It's like, how is that helpful, Betsey? Like, Jules just said, like, pick one you like. Like, come on. So I thought that was funny.
She's like my podiatrist on Thursday. Hey, my foot hurts. What can I do? I don't know. Beats me. There you go.
That's funny. I also think Arietti was 100% bullshitting that she wrote sexpot on her design before Betsey walked in with sexpot written on her dress. She was like, wow, yeah, what a coincidence.
Yeah, that's so weird. I just wrote that. Like on Snatch Game when they're like writing it down.
Yeah?
Yeah, she was doing that. Uh-huh.
And then there was Sam's design.
Yeah.
Which was basically just one of Betsey's looks. And Ru and Betsey are like, oh, that looks exactly like Betsey's look. And Sam goes, wow, well, great minds think alike.
Yeah, we're all good.
No, bitch, you just copied that look from the lookbook.
Well,
which is what you should do.
And I don't remember what the critique was specifically, but on Anya showed her design that was pretty... Now, look, maybe the execution wasn't successful, but like she did come out with what she said was going to come out with, these big old fucking bows on it. And Ru's like... I love that.
Yeah, way over the top.
I love that. Yeah, and then was like, this is horrible.
Yes. But half the time I think Ru is really just critiquing the drawing of it all, because you sort of saw that with Corey where he just complimented Corey's like drawing skills, and she was like shocked anyone ever said a nice word about her. She was like, oh my God, thank you. And then like Lydia's drawing just looked like an alien stick figure. And they were like, oh, and even the editing was like, dong, like when she showed the drawings. I don't know how often Ru's actually looking at the outfit.
Well, I also want to know too, like, I see these girls and they can draw. I'm like, I can't draw worth shit. I wouldn't be able to draw like the outfit and stuff like that.
No way.
I don't get it either. Any other thoughts on the
Yeah, so I keep forgetting how fucking young Lana is. And when she was like, oh, I didn't go to my prom, and Ru's like, why not? I was expecting to hear like bullying or something. And when she said COVID-19, I was like, "Rah!" And I just felt like Lexi Love, like decrepit.
Mm-hmm.
So that was wild.
Get used to it.
And then Lexi. No, not Lexi. Lana.
Yeah.
She also in confessional is talking about how she's like embarrassed because she's like, for the last couple of design challenges, I didn't do well. And that's really hard for someone like me who's labeled a fashion queen.
I'm like, who labeled you that?
Exactly. Did you give yourself that label, bitch?
I think she did. I think she thinks she's a fashion queen because she knows Lux Noir London.
But just wearing a bra and panties and no padding, like that doesn't make you a fashion queen.
Which is funny because this didn't come on the episode, but I saw on Reddit that she made a post, addressing people who always say that every week she says, this is new for me. And she even says, well, it's always new for me because all I wear is a bra and panties.
Yes. She's funny. So those are all my workroom table visit thoughts.
All right, very good. It's elimination day and the girls get ready for the runway. Arietti expresses confidence. Corey changes to a short dress. Lexi discusses her emotional transformation after her transition. And Corey and Lydia finally come clean on their relationship. I watched this scene, this moment, this act, whatever you want to call it, twice. 0 notes.
I zoned out a lot as well. The only thing that really struck me was Anya going to town with the staple gun to that garment. And I was just thinking like, oh, you're in danger, girl.
Yeah. You're thinking people are in danger a lot.
If you're walking around, if you can't even fucking hot glue a dress.
Mm-hmm. Can you hot glue a dress?
No. But, like, that's what they say. If you can't sew, it's like, well, you better be able to hot glue. She couldn't do that, and she got out the stapler. Like, I know Betsey said, like, oh, get a stapler if you have to. Are they allowed staplers? Like, surely she was joking.
I don't think she was joking, but I think it's one of those things where it's a trick that if you are a seasoned designer and let's say they're about to rock on the runway and something falls off and you're like, I'm going to fucking say it, but you know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not good for people who don't know what they're doing. Does that make sense?
It
like
does.
Someone who knows what they're doing, it's almost like they don't need the stapler, but they can use the stapler because they don't need the stapler, if that makes any sense. If you're doing it out of desperation, it's going to come off looking like out of desperation.
Mm-hmm.
See, Betsey Johnson could probably use a stapler, could probably use hot glue, could use whatever, and would know how to make it look professional because that's what she's been doing her whole life.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. She's probably used a staple to pull the skin on her face back. You're like, can you believe I'm 82? I'm like, oh my God, no, because I thought you were 88. She's really old. Maybe she was Betsy Ross. Anyway. All right. Any other Elimination Day thoughts?
No.
Okay. Well, okay. So we have to talk here. So I actually spoke to Blackstone this week because I knew he came back from Germany to celebrate the far right winning the elections in Germany. And he asked me what I thought of Helen. I only heard one comment about Helen Schaefer Gray. That was from my friend Carlo from Germany, and he loved her. What did you think of her?
Yeah, I thought she was a bitch.
And so Blackstone, I don't know what's going to happen. So Blackstone said he has tried to pitch me on a show with him and Helen going back and forth about the looks. I said, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'll think about it, but I don't know how I feel. I don't think so. So he says, he was like, fine, I'll just do this week. And I talked to him because, like I said, like in a weird kind of way, I was happy that we got a break from like the super racial shit. And I told him, I said, listen, I think it's getting a little too racist. And he mentioned liberal tears and woke and stuff like that. I don't know what it was, but anyway. But I have the looks. Hopefully he listened to my advice. I don't hold out a lot of hope though. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Once again, I've been really busy. I've not had time to listen to this.
I really think you should though.
Nathan, when do I have time? I was even running late today.
Yeah, I know, but
all right,
I think it's important. Go. Okay, let's go.
Arietti.
Ah, yes, the perfect outfit for a woman who just can't wait to sign away half of her rich husband's fortune. So in Mexico, that must mean she's getting like, what, $2,000?
Okay.
Bit of a low blow, really.
Yeah, kind of is.
Arietti's wrapped in layers of black lace pearls and enough beading to give Tina Turner flashbacks.
Oh,
that's
no.
Harsh.
No.
And that's not even the same kind of beating. I think he just wanted to mention that Tina Turner got beat. And domestic violence is funny to him.
The silhouette says widow in waiting, but that stupid bow tie screams Liza with a triple Z's. And the little veil perched on her head, just enough to wipe away the single tear she'll shed when she realizes she's just another Mexican who can't stop talking about La Llorona. Get a new myth, Mexicans.
That's terrible. Mexicans do need to get a new myth.
It is weird. I will say I didn't say anything there because he is wrong. They don't stop talking about La Llorona like nobody's business. It's okay. Everybody else has a ghost story for everything. The Mexicans, everything is La Llorona. We're done with it. For the one person who doesn't know what we're talking about, Mexicans have one ghost story about a lady who killed her kids because she wanted to get with some guy, and now she goes around at night crying for her kids.
Yeah. One of the Halloween Horror Nights haunted houses was based on that, and it was pretty good.
Oh, really?
It was scary. Really? Yeah.
Yeah, but
as I was walking through it, I was like, get a new myth, Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't disagree with him on that one. I was like, I'm kind of with you on that one. Teller. Yeah, he did spill the truth, A broken clock is right twice a day. All right. Here we go. Lexi Love. Oh, wait, what did you think of R80's look? It was good. I actually really liked it.
It was actually pretty good.
It was really good.
She's really good at that. She was at a disadvantage having the wedding dress looks. I think wedding dress looks are a bit been there, done that. So
yeah,
but it was pretty good.
Yeah, she did a good job. As much as I like to criticize Ariety, it does have a way with fashion. She is good at one thing. I just think personally, to win Drag Race, the person should be good at everything. At least somewhat good. All right, here we go.
If Ginger Spice got cold feet at the altar and sprinted through a hooker shop clearance rack, this would be the result.
Okay. I don't have the picture in front of me, so I don't know if he's
Who are
right.
we talking about?
Lexi Love.
Oh my god, okay. Could have been any of them, really.
Yeah.
Lexi's in a white mini dress with a giant stiff veil, yards of pink tulle exploding from the hem, and ribbons crisscrossing her legs like a human pot roast. The look is meant to be playful, but it's giving a Nora at her Fantasy Vegas wedding. And that oversized bow on her head? Well, at least that Russian twink will have something to grab onto when she goes down on him as he plays his Atari games.
What?
Spoilers for Nora, I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Do you think he knew we were going to win Best Picture?
Maybe he's in the Academy.
Yeah, maybe.
Or as I call it, me in every basement in the 80s.
Oh. Who was he, the Russian twink, or was he a Nora?
He's always revealing these things about himself, Joe.
I know. I don't. You know what? Because I think a lot of times privileged old white men just think that what they do is normal.
I guess, and they can get away with it.
They can say whatever it is. Okay, now here we have the winner of this week, Jewel Sparkles. Maybe you'll like this one because it did win.
Oh, darling. This is what happens when the Great Gatsby stumbles into a Hot Topic clearance sale.
Oh.
Jules is draped in a crushed velvet gown, slashed and pinned together like the victim of a serial killer.
Okay.
With a mangy fur stole that looked like it's been through one too many productions of Jose and the Technicolor Serape.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Well,
why couldn't it just be Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat? Why does her race have to be brought into it?
Yeah.
The rhinestone chains are trying to scream punk rebellion, but all I hear is the faint whimper of a cheap Tawana costume jewelry.
What?
And
Tawana?
those mismatched textures? It's less roaring 20s and more illegal alien whose parents couldn't afford a decent quinceañera like they have in Whittier. Right, Ophelia?
Oh, that one kept going.
Okay, isn't Ophelia his housekeeper? She catches a lot of strays. Like, I think I know way too much about who his housekeeper is and her strays. And why are first of all, they're called undocumented. They're not called illegal aliens. Blackstone, right?
Yeah.
And that was almost like a Ross Matthews thing. You're like, when you're
Isn't it kept going?
Yeah, it just kept going, and it was like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that.
Any thoughts on Jewel Sparkle's outfit? Did you give your thoughts on Lexi Love's outfit either?
No, well, I thought Lexi, I liked the leg ribbons. I thought that was fun. Jules, I thought it looked great. I mean, I'm still prefacing this thinking they all were ugly, but Betsey was living, so I could tell it was good.
Yeah. All righty. Now we're in the bottom three. First up is, I always get nervous. Maybe because I'm Latino, I feel I can take it more. I feel like bad for the black people. All right. I know. I feel really awful. Like Latinos, at least I can go okay, I can defend them on the air,
Well, if it's bad, you can just edit it out.
True.
Nothing says prom like being gift wrapped in cheap plastic bows and pink faux fur. Anya's parading around in what I can only describe as a human-sized Valentine's Day nightmare.
He's sounding drunk again. Nightmare.
White, shiny fabric, ridiculous oversized bows slapped on everywhere, and a synthetic ponytail trailing behind her like all the collection agencies chasing her to pay her debts.
How would he know if Anya has collection agencies, that she's in debt, that she's behind on her payments?
It's getting very personal.
It's getting very, very personal.
Stick to the garment, Blackstone.
Instead of it's not personal, it's drag. It's very personal. Not drag.
It's a love letter to ghetto excess written in expired food stamps. If Betsey Johnson designed a prom dress after 6 Hennessy shots and a pack of menthols, this would be it.
Well, there we go. That's what we were waiting for. Mm-hmm. All right. What did you think of Anya's look?
I think at least she kept up the trend of sabotaging someone's looks every design challenge, but this week it was her own look that she sabotaged. It was dreadful.
That's a good point. Yeah, it was dreadful. All right. Next we have Lydia B. Collins. Here we go. Lydia B. Collins.
Oh, my dear. If Cat the Musical in a thrift store flapper costume had a self-hating twink, this would be the result.
Oh.
Lydia's draped in a tattered pink satin slip, ruched within an inch of its life, and trimmed with faux fur that looks like it was yanked off a Chester Cheetah doll.
Where's Chester Cheetah?
The hemline is dragging with strands of chains, beads, and fabric scraps, as if she ran through a Joann Fabrics going out of business sale. And that sad little satin fascinator pinned to her head, it's less Gatsby glamour and more grandma's inside-out vagina.
Oh, wow.
Wow, okay. What?
And for a while there, I was like, wow, he's making a lot of references I don't get. But that one I got. That was a very vivid image.
I don't know who Chester Cheetah is.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
If punk is about rebellion, then Lydia Collins is a rebel.
I will say so far it's not bad. Maybe because she's white or something?
Yeah, yes.
She's a rebel.
A rebel against fashion and staying with your own kind.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. I was like, how is he going to make this gross and ugly? And he did it. Well, speaking of, did you have any thoughts on Lydia B. Collins' outfit? It was not
dreadful.
Good. Yeah,
dreadful.
It was awful.
It looked like, the Lady Gaga meat dress. And the face kini was barely a face kini. I don't know why she even tried it.
I don't know why she called it that. All right, here we go. The one who went home. Here's our eliminated queen, Corey King.
Ah, yes, the quintessential disaster prom look, complete with cheap satin, questionable fit, and a tragic attempt at glamour. Corey squeezed into a hot pink dress with a sad, drooping bow on the back and styling straight out of a 16 and Pregnant rerun.
Okay.
The whole thing looks like it was stolen from Anna Nicole's garbage bin. And we all know that blacks love to steal.
Oh, there it is. Why did he have to say that?
I don't know.
Right, Anya? And that limp, messy updo? It's giving a shitty knockoff of the always gorgeous Marjorie Taylor Greene.
All right. Well, now, yes. Well, now he's... Guys, this is who you got. Guys, this is what's funny is he gets the most fan mail.
I know. I can excuse racism, but don't come out here complimenting Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, he said the always beautiful Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's the most offensive part. But now he's not even trying to hide that he's just a white gay Republican, self-hating, lives in Palm Springs Republican gay.
He's a mean guy. Corey did not look good, though.
No, she didn't.
We didn't really talk about the fact that she thought she'd change it up and do a longer dress like after the table visit, but then she obviously just didn't have the skills to do that. Just came out wearing barely anything.
Thank you for saying that, because I was like, this seemed like it was the same thing.
Yeah, she gave up.
Yeah.
It was not good.
All right. Well, we've covered the look, so now it's time that we bring back my girls. All right, back on the main stage, Lydia B. Collins was named the winner of the challenge, while No, she wasn't. Okay, back on the main stage, Jules Sparkles was named the winner of the challenge, while Lydia B. Collins and Corey King were placed in the bottom two, forcing them to face off in a lip-sync battle for their lives. The song, Kiss Me Deadly by Lita Ford. In the end, Lydia lived to see another day, while Corey King was asked to sashay away. Nathan Patrick Brown, any final thoughts on the episode?
I'm happy for Jules. I think she deserved the win, and I like when, in a season, the wins are a bit more spread out, and it's not just like someone had 4 or another person had 4 and no one else has anything. And it was sort of getting into that territory where everyone was going to get like 3 wins, or, you know, the race to be the first queen with 3 wins. So it's good to throw Jules a bone and make a bit of a more even playing ground. And then there was also a really weird moment after the critiques. I don't know if you noticed this, where Betsey, she's like, oh, I'm so touched and grateful. And Ru's like, oh no, Betsey, you've got an amazing body of work and that should be commended. Like everyone's invited under the Betsey Ross tent. And then he goes,
Betsey
and
Johnson.
I'd love to get married in that big veil, and I'd like to get divorced in it too. As if it was like part of Lexi's critique, but it was after the critiques. And they just spliced that in. And then Ru goes,
I didn't notice it.
Yeah, and so Ru makes that joke, I think, about Lexi's dress, and then goes, silence, even though he was the one talking. So he was silencing himself. Like, it was some really bad editing in that section. And, like, I had to, like, rewind it and be like, what, did that just happen? And I couldn't track it.
They have done that before where she says silence herself after she's talked. But, yeah. That's a very good final thought. I did not pick up on that. Now, I was going to say I should rewatch it, but I'm never going to rewatch it. I'll be honest with you. This is not... I'll be happy. I'll be shocked if I remember this season next season.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And
well, you couldn't even remember Corey King's famous talent show, Shake That Cup.
Like, I don't even remember Willow Pill's season.
Ooh, yeah, I don't know who else was on that season.
I have all the notes. You know, I save all these things. I should go back and read the scripts and see if I remember any of it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. Be sure to join us next week and every week as we continue to discuss, dissect, and deconstruct each brand new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17. So for Nathan Patrick Brown and myself,
sashay away till next week and fuck it up.
Thank you for listening to Drag Race Recap. Have something to say? Leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/afterthoughtmedia. You can also email us at dragracerecap@afterthought.media. For more Drag Race and LGBTQ+ content, support us over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. This podcast was produced by Luke Stamen. You can follow Nathan Brown over on Instagram at NathanBrown90. Follow Joe Batance on Instagram at Joe Batance. Special thanks to these expensive tier Patreon supporters: April Pacheco, Astute Girl, Brad Coley, Derek Byers, Doofus Maximus, E. Smith, Effie Wop, Emma, Phil Skit Pony, Blind Suki, Humble Pie, J. Thomas Plank, Kathy Zender, Katie Whitmire, Lauren Eckert, Lucy Carrasco, Luke Stamen, Mary S., Mike Yeager, Nikki Baker, Nikki Pettit, Polly, Poppy Woods, Ricardo Herrera, Runner Brandon, Sarah Yu, Tom Bombs, Travi Cosmos, and Troy Anderson. Drag Race Recap is an Afterthought Media podcast.